La vecinita del frente buenamente se ha fijado cómo camina la gente cuando sale del mercado. La vecinita del frente buenamente.
Hello and welcome to the Day Perez Show. You're going to be in good company tonight because I have a show that I'm dedicating to young artists, up-and-coming artists in the local area. I've wanted to do this since I've had my show, and now I have the opportunity. She's going to be the first up-and-coming artist that I had on the show. Young-wise, I've had other people as old as me, as old as dirt, but rather than me keep talking, let me introduce to you Makayla.
Paulson.
Yay, we both got it in. So, you are a young, up-and-coming artist. I was fortunate to hear one of your songs because I do know your mom, and she's an actress as Maria.
Yes.
And we were in a movie together. So, long story short, she was playing a song on her phone. I'm like, wow, that song's awesome. And I thought it reminded me of like Sheryl Crow type of folk music stuff. And I thought it was really cool. So I said, I got to get her on the show. And here you are.
Hi.
Hey. So, how old are you now?
I'm 16.
16. Wow. Alrighty. And when did you start playing music?
I kind of started music young. I used to play piano. I was around, I don't know, 6 or 7. Okay. I started playing some piano. And then I moved up to play some guitar. And then I played some ukulele in my recent years. So, yeah.
So you did a lot of this relatively quickly.
Perhaps.
I mean, at what age did you had to like music at an earlier age, right?
Yeah, I love music.
Like what age were you realized that you can consciously think about? Because I asked another person, and they go, consciously, probably when I was about 5. But my parents always said I was always tapping when I was 3 years old to music. So with that being said, what age did you think you started growing into music?
Probably around when I was 12 when I got my first ukulele. I really grew into music, and it really inspired me to do some writing of my own. So
cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Writing, I could barely write now. Write music, forget about it. So growing up, who were your like the groups that you'd listen to? Did you listen to music like when because you know little girls always listen to music when they're young. What was like some of your favorite bands? I
like Gorillaz and Foo Fighters a lot.
At what age?
Oh, probably like 12, 13.
Okay, but
when I was younger?
Yeah, 10 and younger, like 5 to 10 years old.
Whew, I loved Katy Perry.
Okay. Like Backstreet Boys or any of those? That's maybe
I wasn't really into groups. Yeah, that's a little before my time.
Okay. Wow. So the music you write, what would you consider that in a format?
Ooh, I don't know.
Musically.
What would I consider that? What do you mean?
Like, okay, rock, folk. How would you classify the music that you like to play?
I don't know. I'd refer to it as raw because it's pure and raw from my heart. So,
is there a genre of that raw? Like, say, if the Music Awards, do they give a Grammy away for Raw Artist of the Year,
no.
Or is it just something that you have in your own mind is what you like?
I'm not too sure.
So, are there other artists that you would consider raw?
I don't know. That's a tricky question.
Well, name a few that you might like that might be borderline to that.
I like Dodie Clark. She's pretty raw.
Okay.
I went to her concert.
Now, why would you call it? Okay, now I guess I got to ask because I'm really now I want to know. Why would you consider? Is it more acoustic then at that point?
It's like I believe it's because it just comes from the heart,
Oh, okay. But I mean, all music comes from the heart, don't it?
Yeah, perhaps.
It's just. Yeah, it'd be hard to explain. Because some music, like we were just talking about this, right? Off screen, before we started, about grunge, and you called the other one, what was it, where they're screaming?
Screamo.
Screamo, oh my God. See, now, when I was like 10 years old, listening to the Archies, bubblegum music back in the day, we called it, we never phantom of people just screaming into a microphone and playing like hard chords, not, The closest thing we came to that was Black Sabbath, which my cameraman Tommy loves, Led Zeppelin, people like that. We would consider hard rock, not even acid rock, but hard rock. But there's a lot of folk singers out there. Folk singers, I mean, kind of what you're saying, raw. Any older artists that I said Sheryl Crow before. Any other artists of that sort that you might think you like or you compare to?
I don't know.
Got to listen to more of that older stuff then.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, Carly Simon is unreal. She was a folk singer back in the 70s. And that's another thing that you remind me of because of the meaning of the song, which we're going to get into now. She's actually going to perform for us tonight, too. She's going to do a song in a little bit. I understand also that you wrote a song for a movie that your mom's an actress and she's in. Well,
it wasn't written for the movie. It was written based on my experiences.
Oh, okay.
But they picked it up because they liked it so much that they put it in the movie. So, yeah.
Cool. Wow. And the name of the song?
Sitting in a Box.
And what will you be performing later today?
Sitting in a Box.
There you go. We're sitting in a box. And it's dark, right? We talked about this earlier, too. So it was used, so they picked it up for the show, or for the movie,
For the film, yeah.
Wow, that's far out. And the film's coming out when?
I'm not too sure.
Neither am I, but I'll find out from your mom.
We'll figure it out.
And the name of the movie?
It's Girl in the Refrigerator.
Oh, yeah. I've seen the trailer on that. Looks pretty cool.
It's a dark comedy, so.
Yeah, my life's a dark comedy. So I got to go see it because it'll be cool. I did see the trailer on it. It would look really cool.
Yeah.
So I got to listen. Now, is the song the beginning, middle, or end of the song? Is it, where is the song played?
I'm not sure. I believe it's in the credits.
Oh, during the credits and stuff? They
Yeah.
play? Awesome, cool. So then we get to see your name in bright lights at such a young age. If you weren't doing music, what would you love to do?
I'd like to do art.
Okay.
I like to draw.
I remember that too. I remember you bring that up when we first met. Art. Have you been doing art long, or?
I guess. I've been in art classes at school, but that's about it.
Where do you go to school?
I go to Maine South.
And you are?
I'm a junior.
Junior. Oh my God, I remember my junior year. I played soccer. I wasn't, but I sang.
Oh.
I sang too. So
Yeah.
I was in choir. Are you in choir at all?
I'm not in choir.
So you're all self-taught. Did you ever take lessons, or?
I used to take some piano lessons as a kid, and then I took some guitar lessons.
Okay. I'm a bad interviewee because I'm jumping from like when you're here to diapers to there to.
That's okay.
And, but it's cool because it seems like your whole life is based around artistic things, which is cool. Mm-hmm. I consider acting an art, which it is an art.
Yes, for sure.
I think we have our own IQ level. Honest to God, I think, other than people who go to school and get their IQ level, because I think in a sense that with what you do and what I do and your mom and other people otherwise who are actors, we put life experiences into focus. We live the life experiences. Because you can't, maybe I'm wrong, but if you write a song, it's about what you experienced.
Yes.
And what you've done. Mm-hmm. And how cool is that to put it in the words and music, where a person might have 180 IQ and can't do that, mm-hmm. But they can do these formulas, which is great too. Not to say it's any less, but if I had the latter of the two, I'd love to be able to do what you do, because I used to take piano lessons too, but I wasn't very good at it, so I didn't continue.
I wasn't very good, to be honest, either.
So the song you're going to perform, though, In a Box, what is that basically about? I know it's standing in a box?
Sitting in a box.
Sitting in a box. I have a monologue that's called In a Box.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just thought about that. Oh, my God. When we're done and everything, I'll do it for you.
Oh, please do.
But so where do you get the inspiration for this song that you did?
It's just me kind of feeling like an object a lot of the time, and like it's really inspired by that. Like sitting in a box, paid for like an object. Like I feel like I'm being tossed around from person to person, and it's quite difficult.
Well, I guess that's the cool thing about music. It'll get whatever's inside of you out, and a lot of people in the music industry express themselves through their music. Well, everybody in the art business, actors do that, artists do it. They express their feelings through their art. And at least it's better than, mass genocide and stuff like people do, But so I guess what I'm trying to say is what you're expressing through your song is really cool, because it expresses what you feel and what you think. Do you think that ever gets across to other people Other people dig it and understand it and say, wow, I get it, I get it, I get what she's saying.
I don't know. I don't quite really experience people listening to my music all too often, but when they do, I think they sort of get it.
Yeah. How about like YouTube? You put your stuff on YouTube?
I do put my stuff on YouTube.
You should like broadcast it. I don't know how to broadcast it more. I'm trying to learn all this stuff now too. You know, because, you know, there's a lot of people that feel that sense sometimes, you know, whether it's like bullying, you know, or being, like you said, pushed around or shoved around in different areas. And, you know, everyone has an opinion.
Yeah.
Right? You have an opinion.
Of course.
I have an opinion. And sometimes the only people that it matters to are you and I, you know. But I think through a song, it's expressed so much better than it is verbally.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, because when you hear it, when I was listening to it, I'm like, oh, man. You know, but if I was to say, well, you know what, this is really bothering me, and then that person gets a sense, I think sometimes, that they're like, oh, God, I got to listen to a sob story. But when they hear it in music, it's like, wow, okay, it's kind of cool. So, but that's cool. So how many have you wrote? You've written other songs?
I have written other songs.
So how many have you say you've written total?
That's a tough one.
So, well, finished or otherwise?
Maybe 8.
8?
Yeah.
Okay. You ever thought about making a little CD of them or anything?
Perhaps.
See, you're on the fence, but you're young.
Yeah, I know.
So you have the part of life where you can decide what you're going to do and what you want to do, and you know, there's no faults or mistakes about that. You know. So I mean, if I was to go back and turn back the hands of time, yeah, I would do it a lot differently. Music-wise, I couldn't answer that though, because so with your music, where would you want your music to go to? If you had a direction on where you wanted to go, because most people want to be performing in front of 15,000 people, and some just want to, you know, help depressed people or help homeless people or, you know, sheltered people. Which direction, where would you want to be, say, a decade from now?
I want to be working in music therapy, actually. So, like, working with kids that are having issues and, like, singing songs with them.
Oh, wow. Like, would you have a doggy there, too?
Probably. I love dogs.
Oh, wow, that'd be cool. Well, you can get him to harmonize, you know, teach him to go, bow, and you know, write a country song or something.
Oh, boy.
But is there, like, a big thing for that, though? Or is that something that you'd start, like, a new business of some sort for therapy? Because there is dog therapy. They bring dogs.
Yeah, I've experienced that.
Dog
therapy.
Dogs.
They're great.
Dogs. You know, dogs are like human. They are humans.
Yeah.
I've never had a bad day with a dog.
You can't.
You can't, right? I mean, so with your music and your dog, you're fine.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm set.
You're going to be cool. So you got another year to go. College in the future? Or
I don't know what I'm thinking about in that regard.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Because, you know, I didn't know either. And I had a lot of opportunities back then. You have them from what I mean, I sense you would have them too through just your music. But I had them back then too, and I chose soccer for a couple of years. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, you don't know until you know. You know? You gotta know in your heart. Your brain can tell you one thing, your heart's gonna tell you something different, and ultimately, everybody under the sun's gonna tell you this is what you should be doing, but you gotta be happy with you and what you want to do. And your music is awesome. In a couple minutes here, we're gonna get to one of your songs. But what I want to do is you're on YouTube.
I am on YouTube.
Under what?
What Corpse?
Say it again.
What Corpse?
What Corpse?
Yes.
Alrighty then.
It's a little bizarre name that I've come up with.
Well, you know, you're in a box too, right?
Yeah.
What Corpse in a box? And do you have any type of website, email address, or Twitter? I always called it Tweeter, which was wrong.
Tweeter.
It's Twitter.
It's Twitter?
I think. I don't know. I don't use it, so.
I don't use it either.
But any other sites that you'd like to say? And
no, not quite.
It's all going to be YouTube-ish.
Pretty much.
And blog. And do you blog?
I used to.
Really?
I did like a science blog. It was
oh, science blog.
Just for fun.
Wow, rock and roll. I was told to blog. I don't know why. I thought that was like some weird thing where you just eat a lot and you throw up.
Oh.
You know? Just blog, man, blog. But I'm going to look forward to hearing the song, which you're going to do in a second here.
I am.
And once you hit it big time and you're doing the therapy sessions, get a hold of me again. And I know I'm going to watch the Woman in the Refrigerator?
Girl in the Refrigerator.
Girl in the Refrigerator. And I'm going to check out the song at the end because it's going to be mucho bueno. So, anything you'd like to say before we go?
No, not quite.
Not quite, but you miss your dog.
I do miss my dog.
You ever going to be reunited with your dog?
I'm going to see him one time soon.
Awesome, because dogs are cool. I like poochies. Is awesome, and your music is awesome.
Well, thank you.
Song. But we are going to actually take a couple seconds here, and you are going to prepare to play your song. So if you want, go right ahead, dear. Do whatever you need to do. I'm going to talk to the camera for a second about what I need to do for the next show, and go and get ready. We're going to hear a lovely song in a few minutes, or seconds actually, and just a couple things about upcoming shows. We're going to have a couple more different comedic artists. We're going to have a Rod Stewart imitator who is super, super cool. Yeah, I worked with him a couple weeks ago. He was awesome. And other than that, look forward to things and start the new year in January on the Dave Perez Show as I get new up-and-coming artists to the show. So now, with no further ado, we're going to listen to Makayla.
Sitting in a box, all alone, barren floor, as hard as rocks. The walls, they close in tightly, envelope you nicely. Sitting in a box, why don't you see me for just who I am? Am I not more than what the label says? I'm foolish. Why not ship me out away? Destinations unseen. You do not need me, return me to the sender. Waiting in a parcel for the one who I love so, to pick me up on the doorstep, to hold me like I'm not so worthless. La da da la da la da la da da la da da la da 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 da. I'm not more than a label, I'm not more than a box. If that be so true, then what am I? The face that lies, steals, jokes, and mocks. Sitting in a box, paid for like an object. Tossed around in this war. Who the hell is this package for?
Yay! I'm hoping you're done because I'm clapping. Thank you, Makayla. Once again, we will see you to start the new year. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and God bless.
He's the most intimate man in the world. He's so sexy, men as well as women will bend over backwards for him. He's the only man in the world who can comb his own eyebrows with his tongue. He's the only man in the world who can call John Holmes Shorty. Catholic school teachers wait for the day that he will paddle them.
I don't normally talk dirty in bed, but when I do, ladies comes first, never comes out of my mouth. Stay intimate, my friends.
So you think they'll like it?
Oh, I'm sure they're going to love it, my lass. I'd have bought my children the exact same thing, the Nintendo Wii U. They'll be playing with it all night long.
Oh, man, I hope so. It took me 5 stores to find this thing.
Oh, that I believe.
There's my husband. I got to go. It's been great talking to you. Have a good holiday.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all that other good stuff.
Why, Jacob! Ah, how are you?
Oh, Molly, my man.
Quite a spell.
How are you, sir?
Well, tell me what kind of mischief you've been up to these days, you young Turk.
Young Turker, I'm sorry, not so much young anymore, but I have been busting my arse over at the firm.
I must get sort of tiring, what with all them long hours and all.
Once you've been at it for a while, you get used to it.
Do you do any sort of activities on your free time?
Free time? Well, the very little free time I have, I like to exercise, read a book here and there. I love to cook, watch the telly, and of course play with my Wii.
That's good. Man can't be working all the time and... No. What did you just say?
In my free time, I like to cook, read a book, watch the telly, and play with my Wii.
You play with your Wii?
Yes, in fact, I probably play with my Wii more than any other thing combined. It's very fun.
Well, I guess that makes sense. But so open about it.
Oh, yes, of course. Don't you have a Wii?
Well, I should think so.
Well, then you must be playing with it, O'Malley.
Isn't that a little personal?
Oh, no, listen, O'Malley. If you have a Wii, you must be playing with it.
Well,
Listen. There's no point in having a Wii in your house if you're not going to be playing with it.
But aren't there other things that Wii is good for besides being played with?
What else are you going to do with your Wii but playing a game?
So you don't just play with it, you actually play games with it?
What else would you do with the Wii but play games with it?
Does your wife know this?
Oh, yes, of course. She loves to play with my Wii just as much as I do.
Oh, if only me old lady, God rest her soul, had done a little bit of that with me.
But I tell you, sometimes she gets a little too rambunctious with it, if you know what I mean. She would sit there and play with it and toss it around so much that one time it flew across the room and broke a very important vase.
Holy Mary, Mother of God!
Yes.
Were you hurt?
Only emotionally, because you know my ma got that for my wedding time. Oh, but I tell you, I'd had to scold Sheila quite a bit. But that's okay. The man, he gave me a little harness to put on my Wii. Now she could have it firm in her hands and it'll never slip out.
Harness? Well, I guess if you're both all right with it.
Oh, yes, but you know, sometimes we have to let the little kids play with my Wii.
What?
Well, you know, it'd be unfair if me and the missus were the only one plays with it. We have to let the kids play with my Wii.
Unfair?
Oh, but I tell you what, you'd have to watch out for the children when they play with the Wii. One time, my oldest son, he had it in his hand, and he was jerking it all about, and he was smacking it on the table so hard that it wouldn't work anymore.
It wouldn't work anymore?
Oh, and me youngest, that little bugger, he had my Wii in his hand, and he would bite it constantly. There's permanent teeth marks all up and down the shaft.
Saints in heaven! Did you have someone look at it?
Yes, I did. And the man, get this, he gave me a little shield to put over my Wii. So now my little bugger, he could bite it all that he wants, and it would never leave any permanent teeth marks.
Now, are you sure what you're doing is legal?
But yes, of course, O'Malley. Listen, you have a Wii, and you're not playing with it. What you should do is open up the front door, ask all the little kiddies in your neighborhood, and their parents to come over and give a tug on your Wii. They would have so much fun doing it. Oh, is that my bus? Oh, my bus is here. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go. But don't worry, me and Sheila, we're going to spend all night playing with me Wii. And we also have our neighbors coming over. They just cannot wait to get inside the bedroom and play with my Wii. If you're never busy one day, please come to the house. I would love to see what you would do with my Wii in your hands. Have a Merry Christmas, O'Malley, and a Happy New Year. I'll see you soon.
The wee ones these days, they're really thinking outside the box.
Welcome back to the Dave Perez Show. Actually, this is the end of the show. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. And I see a couple fans I have up there. Jan, Savino. You guys are awesome. To start the new year, we're going to have some fun things going on. Some other, hopefully, Emmy-nominated guests on the show, which it's in the works. And some more short films that we're going to be working on. It'll be a blast. So I haven't done this in any of the shows in the past, but I'm going to start doing it now, at least this time. I want to introduce you to recurring characters in the cast of the Dave Perez Show. We're going to start off with the person I've known for a while, and we've been doing, comedy for a bit. We used to be the Fabulous Rembrandt Brothers. Now we're just fabulous, I guess. Let's welcome Scott Saricki. Yeah, hey, what's up, brother?
Thank you very much,
Scott.
Thank you very much for supporting us, and there's more to come.
Well, hey, yeah, most intimate man in the world will, right? And let me introduce a first-timer, actually, to the show, Martin LeGrand. Woo! I did say that correct, didn't I? Awesome.
Yes, yep.
This is Martin. Say hi.
Hello,
There you go. Now, the young lady who did a monologue earlier in the show, oh, that felt pretty good. Elizabeth Thompson. Hey, how you doing, hon?
Much.
No, I get hugs. I'm the most intimate, remember? Almost intimate. A reoccurring character for the very start of the season is Sharon Tondu. Woo. Holy smokes, where'd those come from? Oh, I'm sorry, folks. Okay, yeah. And lastly, but not leastly, is a person who is a first-timer on the show, as well as Martin was today. She did an awesome job, and I'm going to have her in a few more other skits in the upcoming season, the start of the new year, if she agrees to it, and I hope she does. Lexi Johnson. Sexy Lexi.
Either one's good. Thank you so much.
Everyone say hi. Give little kisses. Hey. Mwah. Thank you. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. I had fun. Did you guys?
Yeah, it was a blast. It was super fun.
Yay. Peace. We be the same. Is it Miller time or PBR time?
I think it's PBR time.
PBR time.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, sponsors. That's it. That's what we're going to get.
Camínala. La vecina